Hi, Michael. Have you got certainty yet that you're playing Brisbane this Thursday, or is it your understanding still a bit up in the air about whether they're allowed to sort of come to town, I guess?
No, as far as I know, we're still going ahead Thursday. We just had our main training session today in Adelaide, travel back to Melbourne tomorrow, train Marvel, and then play Thursday. So, unless we hear anything different between now and then, we're certainly preparing to play Thursday.
Has anything been flagged that potentially it was postponed, or you might have to go to?
No, only something I saw on in the media about 5-10 minutes ago. So, nothing's been flagged as yet.
Okay.
From management, yep.
How was training today? How's preparations coming on for the back half of the season? I guess it'd be great to get back to Melbourne and get some home cooking. Yeah,
training was great. It's pretty hot here, as is in Melbourne today. It's 37 degrees, but we had a solid workout for 2 hours. The guys have a day off, or afternoon off now. Travel back to Melbourne tomorrow, and then start preparing for 5 games. At the moment, we got a game every third day, so it's going to work really well in terms of the guys preparing, recover, and play. So we got 3 games at home, which we're really excited about. 2 at the G, and coming off a win the other day, certainly we hope to get on a bit of a roll now and really play great cricket in front of our home crowd.
Do you feel you've underachieved a bit this season?
Leading into the season, you're always optimistic. We came into the season believing we're going to make finals. That's still on the cards. We've got to play some really good cricket between now and then. We're playing, 2 of the teams we're playing we haven't come up against. So if we can get the wood on them early, and we play them twice, so that's certainly an advantage, I think, for us. We would love to be in a bit better position leading into our last 5 games, but we're certainly optimistic that we can come home really strong. There's a lot of upside in a lot of our individual players, which I think they can really come out and perform really well and get us over the line to help us push up towards the top 5.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, John. Please continue to flag your interest in asking a question just via the chat. In lieu of that, I might just, if no one wants to jump in, go around the room. Nick Ansell, do you want to go next, mate? Might be on mute if you're trying to... We've got...
I wanted to ask about Brodie Couch, one of your local replacement players. Just want to know if he's seen his development and if there's any chance we might see at least win 4 seasons out.
About Brodie Couch, so he's come in as a replacement, and this development for him has been unbelievable. He had an opportunity to potentially go home for a few days over the Christmas break, and he wanted to stay around the group. We flew his girlfriend over to make sure that he had someone with him over the Christmas break in the Gold Coast, and he's improving every session. The opportunity for him to be able to bowl to some of the best batters in the state and around Australia, to be coached by Michael Lewis, who's one of the best bowling coaches in Australia, has been great for him. So he's developing all the time, and it probably depends a little bit on our makeup going into the last 5 games, whether we go spin heavy or add a few quicks to that. So it certainly is an opportunity he may get a game, but even if he doesn't this tournament, this development period is going to be huge for him going forward.
Thanks, Michael.
No worries.
Thanks, mate. Tim, over to you, mate.
Yeah, hey, Maxie. Sorry, I may have missed it earlier on, but just the run home and everything, the win the other night against the Strikers, you really feel it. A bit of wind in the sails leading into the back end, and you still got that finals. Still got finals on the mind. The season's not over yet.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got guys in our team who can, win games off their own bat when they're in top form. Our bowling lineup, I think, is going to really suit some of the conditions we potentially could come up in at Marvel Stadium and even the MCG. So we're really confident, after the win the other night. We certainly would like to be in a better position, as I mentioned before, but we're certainly in a position that we can have a really good run home, and who knows, there's no reason we can't make the top 5, and that's going to be our goal going forward.
And Aaron Finch, he's kind of worn his heart on his sleeve, hasn't he? Shown a lot of emotion recently. What do you put that down to?
Oh, he's an extremely competitive person, as a lot of the best cricketers are. So he wants to, he wants to be winning. He wants to be captaining a winning team. He'd also, I'm sure, love to be scoring more runs. But he's working extremely hard at his game. He's training really well. He hit for about an hour and 20 minutes out of the 2 hours today, and he's doing everything he can to get himself in great form. So I suppose it's a mixture of being captain. When you're captain, the same as when you coach. Yeah, every loss you just take that little bit more because you're responsible and you feel that responsibility. So Finch is he probably takes that on a little bit and he's a bit frustrated with the team not winning enough. But after the last game, you can already see him picking up a little bit and working really hard at his game. So we've got 5 games to go. He could have a huge impact on this tournament in the last 5 games for us. Which watching him train, watching his form in the nets, there's no doubt he can do that for us.
Thanks, Mark.
Cheers, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Marco, over to you, mate.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was just on mute. Mohamed Nabi, has he got one more game, or is he done? He has to go back.
Yeah, no, Nabs is done. He flew back 2 nights ago because our next game's only on the 14th. So I think Majid played his last game last night, and Rashid Khan's going to play his last game tonight, and they all got to be over in the UAE for that Island series. So yeah, he came good, right at the end for us. He probably, at his own admission, wasn't happy with his form through that period. But a lot of that had to do with him not playing a whole lot of cricket leading into it. The IPL, he was probably expecting to get picked a lot more and play a lot more cricket. Then he had 14 days quarantine. So that probably didn't help his form early in the tournament, which obviously, when we make these decisions months back, you don't know that that's going to happen. But, he worked really hard, as I said, with Finchy now as well, to get into that nick and came good last game for us. So hopefully some of our other guys will be able to do that in the last 5 games too.
Yeah, who's someone that might come in for him on Thursday?
Well, Sean Marsh is back available, so he had a little boy, Ted, over the last few days, and he's flying into Melbourne tomorrow to meet us there, so he'll be back in the team.
Oh, that's good. And mate, just the nature of that win. I mean, I know it was great. It was great to snap the losing drought, but the way he's fought hard, it was like a really good chase, wasn't it? What's that done for sort of confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that some of our chases haven't gone according to plan. So, for one player to really stand up, but then have other guys playing really good supporting roles was fantastic. And as I said, I think it was to either Fox or Channel 7 the other day. For young players, there's no doubt we're playing young guys now. We're getting Mackenzie Harvey games. We're getting, Jake Fraser McGurk. You got Will Sutherland's played some games. That's the nature of where we're at, and getting games into these guys now, but also them playing in winning teams is going to develop them even quicker. So, with the injury of Riley Russo, now unfortunately, now with Nab being away, these guys are going to keep getting opportunities. And, if they can be involved in winning teams, it's going to be huge for them and for the franchise going forward.
And mate, just on the Heat, I guess, they had a bit of a good run, got beaten last night. They're a bit hot and cold. How do you prepare for them?
Yeah, we prepare and we strategize, really well for every game. Us and me and the coaching staff, we make sure we get our facts right, which is really important in any profession. So we make sure we get that right leading into each game. And, with the Brisbane Heat, it's no different. We'll plan really well. We know the strengths of their main batters. They come pretty hard at us. And we believe we actually got the attack to combat that. So it's going to be a great game in a few days.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. And Luke Mason, might just come to you for one last one.
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks, Simon. Maxi, 2 very quick ones. Firstly, what are you expecting of the Marvel pitch, given it'll be the first time you've had a look at it this year? And obviously there's been quite a few spinners in the side coming throughout the season so far, and they've had a pretty good record at Marvel over time. Is that something that you're looking to continue at the moment?
It's hard to say until we get there. We get there the day before the game to have a good look. Last year they did a great job preparing the wicket. They basically got it ready a day before, so it stayed nice and dry, and it was produced some high scores. I think the first game the outfield was really slow, But then after that, it came really good. So there's been nothing on the ground. So I think there'd be no excuse for it to be slow and for the wicket not to be prepared really well. The groundsman, as I said, did a great job last year. So I'd be hoping the wicket would work well and would be pretty good for some high scores and quality cricket to make sure we can entertain the crowd.
Nice. And another one from the week just gone, Jake Fraser-McGurk played a pretty handy role with his 29 not out alongside Nabi in the win. Was he the sort of player you would have backed in that moment despite his tender age and lack of experience at that level? It certainly looked like he was very confident and comfortable out there under the heat.
Yeah, I mean, Jake got a couple of games early in the tournament and couldn't quite get going. So for him to get another opportunity now and come good, T20s, it can be an unforgiving game. And for young players to learn quickly and develop quickly, it's often not so easy. So to see him coming good, in his third or fourth game, and really being part of a match-winning partnership is, again, huge for him going forward and huge for the franchise going forward as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Maxie.
Cheers.